The track is Instant Crush, and that is from, well, it's a cover of Daft Punk and Julian Casablancas' track, isn't it? And essentially what Natalie Imbruglia has done is brought out an album called Male, M-A-L-E, and she is covering great male artists. And Natalie Imbruglia will be sitting in this studio with Joe Good on the 20th of August. And I have to say, I have a slight, it's not a girl crush as in a girl crush thing on her, but anytime I read about her, I think what an interesting career pattern she's had. And the fact that she stepped away for a while and has now come back. And there was a wonderful interview with her in the Evening Standard magazine the other day. And I just thought, yeah, you're going to bring more things to the world now you've stepped away from the spotlight, and gives you time to think. Well, here's somebody who has not stepped away from the spotlight. In fact, he's very much in front of the spotlight. His name is Brendan McCahey. And am I pronouncing that correctly? Because I don't
Nikki,
know whether it's... No, you've got to say it exactly, Brendan.
Yeah, McCahey.
McCahey, exactly. Yeah. And you may... Did you speak to Joe about your having a dog at one point?
Do you know, it's so funny, Nikki, how I ended up in your show. It was just because of that. A few weeks ago I was playing in the Troubadour just off Earl's Court. I was doing a gig that night, and I had one subsequent the night before too. But I just had a little browse around London just to see the BBC studios, and then I was inadvertently asked just to come on to have a chat about dogs, because I have 3 dogs, and so it just purely by chance I did a little interview, and then Eliza, I give her one of my albums, and then I ended up here.
Well, we are very glad that the K9 part of Joe's show brought you to us.
It was quite amazing, it really was.
But I want to know your story as well, because you won The Voice in Ireland, didn't you?
I did. I was the winner of The Voice.
That's pretty huge, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. It is pretty huge, yeah. And it was a fabulous thing as well for me. I won it 2000, last year actually, yeah.
So tell us the process. First of all, who were the judges for The Voice in Ireland? Okay,
in Ireland, the judges for me at the time were Dolores O'Riordan, the singer with the Cranberries.
Yes, love her.
Brezzy, he's a kind of, he's a musician stroke, I suppose, celebrity in Ireland. Then there was Jamelia.
Yeah.
And then the last judge was Cian Egan, the singer from Westlife as well. And
so when you joined, did you think for a second that you would win? Were you determined to win? Did you have a sense of what they might be looking for? I mean, I'm just always fascinated at what people expect when they do enter these, what can be quite brutal competitions and experiences on TV. They are brutal
competitions. I think the thing about it is that for me, I've been already playing all around the country, and I got a lot of experience under my belt. So I really was just entering the competition as just to see how I would do. Of course, I try my best, but I had no idea what they were looking for as well. And like that as well, as a musician, you're not always that sure exactly what they're looking for. Just do your best. And I suppose I brought something really different to the show at the time, because I was doing songs like by Stevie Wonder and songs by Roy Orbison and things like that.
And what, everybody else was singing Mary Black, were they? No, I'm kidding. I love Mary Black.
Yeah, they were. No. They were singing more pop and contemporary songs.
Yeah.
Of course I did sing a Sam Smith song on the semi-final too, and on the piano then as well too.
So what do you play then? I know have you brought your guitar in?
I brought the guitar with me, yeah. I play a lot of different instruments.
Well, this is what's incredible. So you're a multi-instrumentalist, you're a singer-songwriter, you're signed to Universal.
Yes.
And how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 39.
Well, when did you first realise that you could maybe make a living out of being a singer-songwriter?
Everything I started, especially music, I started really late. Yeah. I didn't start picking up an instrument until I was around 20, I'd say. So it was, I kind of crammed a lot into those following years.
That's amazing. See, it's also really inspirational, because I think there are lots of people listening this afternoon, people like me. I've got friends who are incredible musicians. I've got friends who just know how to play the guitar or tinkle on the piano. But if you went round to their house, or we all went to someone's house and there was an instrument, somebody would be able to play and we would all be able to sing. I can't play an instrument. A couple of years ago I decided, in the memory of my father, I would learn to play the harmonica. I bought one. I haven't. I am a disgrace.
Well, now,
a
Nikki,
total disgrace.
there's no excuse. The harmonica, you just blow it in and suck it back out again.
You might think it's as easy as that because you've got music in your bones. But I've never learned properly to play anything. Even when I was in school, I played the recorder. I was playing it with my hands the wrong way round. And also, I was not reading the music. I was playing by ear. Which
That's sometimes a good thing.
It is. And then the music teacher picked up and she went, if you can play by ear, then you've got the music in you and you should do a little bit of the piano, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I could never commit to anything. But now
sometimes I think it is that, though, Nikki. It's that commitment, because it's really good having the ability, but you really have to give the effort as well and put the work into it too.
Well, you did that, and I wonder now whether I might be ready to commit to something. So so you play the piano, you play the guitar.
Most times when I was recording the album, what I do is I'd do most of the instruments on it, and then I give it to the musicians and say, well, if you could play something along those guidelines, then that'd be great.
So are all the tracks on the album your original tracks?
Bar one song, yes.
And which is the one song that isn't?
On and On. It was a song by the Long Pigs,
right.
Who Richard Hawley was the guitar player with as
Indeed, from Sheffield.
Exactly.
Good Richard Hawley, he's amazing.
He's amazing.
Well, actually, you're working a bit of a Richard Hawley look there, aren't you?
He's working mine, Nikki.
He's working yours, yes.
All these years.
Yes. Well, it's just a very classic look, actually, to be honest.
I suppose it's, and I'm short-sighted, so...
And obviously, there will be a picture of Brendan McCahey on the website as soon as the show is going down. Well, as soon as you finish singing, I would say. Okay. So you are going to play live for us this afternoon, aren't you?
That would be fabulous, Nikki. I'd love to.
So would you like to play a track now, and then I'm going to gossip with you a bit more?
Oh, certainly. Well,
or would you rather that I played a track from the album first while you get your guitar out and tune it? What would you like to do?
I'll just pick up this thing here.
Well, I love the idea that you'll just pick that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see what your levels sound like.
Well, Nikki, as I am in London, and we did talk about Richard Hawley in Sheffield, well, this was a song that I was a huge Richard Hawley fan, and even when his early albums came out too, I actually sent him emails. I said, Richard, you need to come to Ireland. And the first gig he played in Ireland was in Whelan's, and of course I was in the front row, and I was delighted to be able to get to see him for the first time, and I've seen him lots of times since that too.
Did you tell him it was you? Did you say, hello, that's me? No? But now you're a big star. He'll be coming to see you.
He's going to come to see me. He doesn't send me any emails. That's the only
All in good time.
This is a song that he wrote with his band, The Long Pigs, called On and On, and it's from the album as well. All the songs that I've sung you, more often than you know, you're the one that I've clung to, more often than I've let it show. And I wish you would leave me, and I wish you would go, and I wish I didn't need you, and I wish I didn't love you so, 'cause I just can't go on. So please don't do me wrong. No, I won't do you harm. My love for you goes on and on and on. There's no one else I want beside you. Give me a colder shoulder to cry upon. You're never anywhere I find you. You're never anything I can rely upon. And I wish you would leave me, and I wish you would go, and I wish I didn't need you, and I wish I didn't love you so, 'cause I just can't go on. So please don't do me wrong. No, I won't do you harm. My love for you goes on and on and on. My love for you goes on and on and on.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. If you've just turned on the radio and you wondered what you were hearing, that was Brendan McCahey's version of On and On. I've just made a little vine of you. Is it okay if I post it so that people
Absolutely,
can have a little
Nikki, yeah,
look?
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well, no, it's absolutely my pleasure. That's if I could manage to get this right, because it's not letting me do it for some reason now. The album is called To Where I Begin.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, Nikki, as I was saying beforehand, that I did a lot of travelling, and I play, as well as playing original music, I play covers in covers bands as well, just to.
Now, were you with a particular band? Do you have your own band?
I have my own band as well.
And
yes.
are they called the Brendan McCahey Band? What are they called?
Well, yeah, it's Brendan McCahey and whatever group of other 4 people he can get on that particular night.
Okay, Brendan McCahey and the other 4.
And the other 4, the Fab 4. But yes, Nikki. Yeah, I the question again, please, Nikki.
Oh, it was To Where I Begin.
Oh, yes.
You know what? I've thrown you off course because you can probably hear my vine going in the background there. It's got you singing on it. Lovely.
Nikki, when I used to leave house, I have a little boy, Noah, and
hello, Noah, if you're listening.
He's gorgeous, and Marion, my beautiful wife as well.
Hello to you too.
When I used to leave the house, it was just, of course, I had to go and do work, but on the way back home there was a part in the road, and I remember it was a particular house, it was about 5 or 10 miles from home, and when I would come home at maybe 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning from a gig, I just remember that house, and I just knew that I was very near home, and I was just back to where I began, because I remember the house when I would go, and I just knew that it was just back to where I began. So basically it's about returning home.
That's beautiful. To Where I Begin. How gorgeous. So you still live in Ireland?
I still live in Ireland.
Do you get inspiration from your homeland, things around you? Is it emotional stories you like to tell in your songwriting? Is it a mixture?
I think it really is. It definitely has to be everything, and you have to be all consuming because everything is around you. Sometimes things can spark ideas, but really it's only until you develop those ideas. For me anyway, the process of where a song begins to where it ends, it's a really long process for me. I would maybe start off with an idea, and it could take a few weeks and maybe months and it could develop at the end. It could be a slightly different idea than I thought as well.
And is that because you build structure upon structure? You're a perfectionist.
I just want to have it right. Yeah, exactly.
So, but has it ever happened that you've woken up in the middle of the night and you've thought, I know what I want to sing about. I've got exactly the hook that I need and the chorus.
Yeah.
What is it Guy Chambers said? Did you ever see the famous Guy Chambers, Robbie Williams producer, etc.? He's got formula for writing hit songs, and his is don't bore us, take us to the chorus. So things like that, it's like don't make your first verses too long,
Yeah,
get to the chorus. But you just write from the heart.
Yeah, I think so too, and. Of course, sometimes formulas work, and sometimes in music they don't. Because a formula is that. If it's overplayed and the same formula is used all the time, that can get a bit boring as well.
Who are your inspirations then, in terms of musicians?
My inspirations are really weird ones, maybe. But I did like a lot of krautrock, German, the sort of rock from the 70s. I like dance music. I like modern music as well. I like Radiohead. I think they're a brilliant band.
Oh
too.
my goodness, yes.
And I like Richard Hawley, we mentioned earlier. Rock and roll, a huge fan of 50s
Right.
rock and roll too.
So it's very wide then, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And even Sam Cooke and things like that are quite amazing too, to me too. When it's good, I find that in all genres of music, there is just some amazing parts in it, and it's really, you know, all those artists, even in country music, you could pick out so many good artists there as well that are just amazing, and what they've done in their time, or even still do.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I always used to think that country music was like, ring, 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 you know, my man and my girl and things like that.
Yeah,
and then, of course, I mean, that's me being very ignorant. But you know, there are certain Dolly Parton songs. There are certain great country legends that obviously we would know their music. Johnny Cash, people like that. Then I started watching Nashville, which is such trash television, but it's the music is so amazing.
Yeah,
and because it's got a context,
yes,
when you're watching the actors and the, you know, in the roles they play sing, it suddenly all started to make much more sense, and my mind was opened to that sort of country music more than it ever had been. So
very much so. I think that as well, I find sometimes music that it sometimes got to do with age as well. Songs don't hit you at a certain age. I remember listening to Bob Dylan when I was young, and I didn't get it.
Me neither. Even Van the Man.
And Van either. But then as I get old, then I delve. Of course, maybe life experiences brought that on to it, and you really understand it. Yes, of course, I know what it's talking, and it's brilliant.
But have you ever got to classical music? Because I'm still not grown up enough for that. That's how I feel.
I really do. There's some great pieces there too.
Well, I know there are great
that
pieces.
That fella, he knows. He
but
knew.
You know, I'll tell you something. Right, so opera. I know it's wonderful. And a couple of years ago, the BBC proms were going on, and I got an invite from a very, very, very important person at the BBC to go and see Wagner's Ring Cycle. And it was a really hot day, and I was going through all sorts of stuff in my life, and I thought, well, I must go because this is a VVVVIP at the BBC. And I thought, well, what I can do is I can show my face, watch an act, and then nick off. And they'll never know, right? But we were in a box. And I had to sit at the front, and it was Wagner's Ring Cycle. It was like 6 hours on the hottest day of the year. I felt very, very ashamed of myself. And now, are you playing gigs in London? Because this is important for everybody listening to know.
Well, Nikki, today I'm over just to I have some meetings, because when I'm over here as well, I do some songwriting. There's a man called Don Mescal, who's a kind of famous songwriter from Ireland, and he's written a lot of stuff for Backstreet Boys and different bands, Irish bands as well. So we wrote 2 or 3 songs, and we do meet up all the time. And another man, John Pippard, we've written 4 or 5 songs as well together too. So
brilliant.
So I do meet up with the boys and just do some songwriting, and then.
And do you all just like sit in a fancy office and
no,
write?
Usually it's a studio. Sometimes with John, actually, we Skype songwriting. So I could be in Ireland sometimes and Skyping with him across a video link and writing songs together that way too. But also the next gig is 29th of November. I'm playing Woolwich Arsenal Festival. It's a little bit away, but I know that I probably have a few in between that. I normally come over I was playing in Shepherd's Bush last time as well, and I was playing down in Ealing.
Well, we are Ealing, near me. So,
Foresters in Ealing.
Your website is brendanmccarthy.com, so people can find out more information there. Will you play us a little track to take us up to the news and say goodbye?
I'd love that, Nikki. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It's been an absolute joy. What a lovely energy you bring to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Well, tell us what you're going to play.
This next song is called Missed Your Turn, and it's. I suppose it's a bit upbeat this time, and it's I suppose about taking chances as well, and yeah, I'll play it for you. Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Burning up in a blitz, catch a moment as you speed through the rush, you fall behind. There's only room for one, missed your turn, little one, you missed your turn. There's only more to gain with the pain, try again, try again. You get nothing for holding back. What if I just don't fancy that? Most times you're just making up the numbers. There's only room for one, missed your turn, little one, you missed your turn. There's only more to gain with the pain. Try again, try again. And only when the sparks fly do we see the true meaning of equality. Sweet starlet, you can't cover up all you're meant to be. It's only true to me. Fake it once, try again. Fake it once, feel the shame hanging from a brighter star. There's only room for one. Missed your turn, little one, you missed your turn. There's only more to gain with the pain. Try again, try again. And only when the sparks fly do we see the true meaning of equality. Sweet starlet, you can't cover up all you're meant to be. It's only true to me, only true to me, only true to me, only true to me. Only when the sparks fly do we see the true meaning of equality. Sweet starlet, you can't cover up all you're meant to be. Now only when the sparks fly do we see the true meaning of equality. Sweet starlet, you can't cover up all you're meant to be. It's only true to me, only true to me, only true to me.
Brendan McCahey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much.
London's news headlines. It's 4:31. I'm Valley Fontaine.